Hi, in this clip I would like to discuss how to select marks using keybinds and a couple other relevant things. So first of all, I'm going to use these dummies to demonstrate, and I haven't actually got found my marking keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and skull, which is really useful. And personally I use arrow to denote a moving mob or a kisk. Skull usually means something that needs to die straight away, or when you already have PvP marks made, and a mob that needs to perish. Right, so instead of for quite a while I have had my buttons, my select brand buttons over here, and particularly during like PvP, it can take me up to 2-3 seconds just to select a mark and then get on with it. If you're facing a sin, you're more than likely to realize 2-3 seconds means you're gone. Right, okay, so instead I've rebound F1 to F6, and this is advice for DPS class and perhaps tanks, I'm not sure, but perhaps not for healing clerics, because by default F1 is used to select yourself and F2 to F6 are used to select party members. So let's go through a demonstration. So going with 1, I'm going 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, go on 4, finish 4, once back up, go back on 1. So as you can see, using F keys, using the function keys, really helps you to select the marks much faster than if you were to have them on the side, on your quick bars, or on either corner. Excuse me. So how to rebind these? So go into options, key mapping, brands. You find 2 sections, one called brand, the other brand target. So F1 to select 1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, and I still click for skull. Awesome. So why do I still have these up on the side? It is because when that particularly branded target is within 100 meters range of you, or 100 or so, 100, 105 I think sometimes, you can still, they will lit up and let you know that they're nearby, but do not confuse this with that they are now in your fight range. Like they're not always, that's not always the case, especially when when the range can go as far up as to 105 meters or 100, yeah, or so. Right, so, and that's how you select marks. And to just going back, right, so on my cleric I actually use control 1 as well. You may have it bound to something else. I use control 1 to select myself, and F1 to F5 to select my party members. Now imagine you have a group list here or somewhere else. You can actually click and drag your party members up and down, so that the first guy refers to 1, second 2, 3, 4, and the last guy on the list would be your group member 5. So I find that, personally I find that pretty useful. So that's that. And the other binder I would like to talk about here is in PvP, by default, select next enemy PC. So as an Elios, that will be an Asmodean. This key is usually blank, and I've assigned Z to do that for me. So whenever I'm in a siege, I would bind Z to select the next Asmodean. Now, it's perhaps a bit late to talk about this now, because back in the days when Solana usually is Silas and Pratt, then I would have this problem is if I were using tab, sometimes I'll be selecting an NPC, a mob, instead of an Asmo, which would, grant me contribution. Not very nice. So I highly recommend this brand to select an enemy target. This is sort of like a must-have. Even if you don't use set, use something else. So I think that's that. So to reiterate, F1 to F6 to select, and if you prefer, you can also make keys yourself. But my hands are very fast, so I'm just going through, watching my own clips and see where I'm slow at, and try and have those things bound. So go here if you're a cleric, and play with these keys, so you can effectively select your group members and give them some heals if you're healing cleric. Right. And combat, select enemy PC. Okay, so the other couple of things I'll just quickly go through is one, the enemy radar, and the other, the weaving window. Now, enemy radar is really useful. It means that whenever something comes up, it means an enemy target, in my case an Asmodean, has used a skill just outside of my radar range. So it's really helpful in being preparing yourself for potential PvP. And in this weaving window, right, so I will use Mark 1 and yeah, it should be weaving those, but I just wanted to stop. Right. Okay. And that's how it helps with weaving. I think it's really useful just to have it up, for ranges and other classes that require weaving. And I would think that's it. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.